In this tutorial, I'm going to go over how to comp a packed takes folder. This is the mic test that we did in Studio A, and this is the 3 takes of 3 different people counting. Take 1, take 2, and take 3. And again, let's take a look at the top left corner of this takes folder. You can switch which take you're listening to by changing the number up on the top left corner. You can also just click the track quickly, and you can switch between. You can see the numbers changing. Before we start comping, we're going to change the color of each of the takes so it's easier to see which take is up in the comp. To get to our color palette, we need to go to the toolbar and go to the far right, and you can see colors, which brings up the color palette. You can also use Option C, which will also bring up the color palette. Now to change the color, you click the track that you want to change, and then click the color. We'll change this red. Let's click number 2, and we'll make that yellow, which you can see up on top. That's selected, it's yellow. And 3, we'll make it this purplish color. Now if we click on a take, the comp track also follows that color. Now we can close the color palette. Now to make this comp, I want to be able to see it a little better, so I'm going to zoom in. You can grab this bar right here, and it'll change all 4 of these. If you go down and just grab 1, it'll change 1. This will change 2. This will change 3 tracks, and again, this changes all 4. Another really quick and convenient zooming feature is letter Z on the keyboard. Basically, you select the tracks you want to zoom, and you hit Z, and then it zooms it in. If you hit Z again, it'll toggle back and forth, and you can do this multiple times. Now if we were actually really comping something, you usually have one take that's better than a lot of the others. So you take that one take that's really good, and you use that as the base to comp all the other parts into. I'm going to pretend that take 1 is that take. And if you look right here, you can see that it says take 1. You can also tell by the color up here that this is take 1. Now if you notice when the mouse is over the takes, we have a bar. And this is what we use to make the comps. Basically you just click and drag to make your comp. And you can see the color of that take going to the top. Now if you look at the top left corner, there's an A where there used to be a 1. This is now comp A. Now if you want to hear that same section on a different take, all you have to do is click. And you can listen to different takes and see which is the best. So I'm going to pretend that the yellow is the best take ever, and that is now part of our comp. I'm going to grab this blue next, and remember we're counting. It's 1, 2, 3, and 4 is already up. That's red. So let's just continue on and keep the pattern. On this next selection, I'm not going to grab enough of this, and then I'm going to grab the blue a little late, and you'll see a little sliver of red. To get rid of that little sliver, all you do is go back to one of the yellow or the blue, and you can slide either of those over and then get a good crossfade. And continuing on with our pattern. Oh, and we got a little bit of red here again, so let's slide that back so we get rid of that. There's a little sliver of red. Let's bring that back. And actually, let's bring it back a little more. You can see a consonant right here. We'll slide this blue just a little farther. And we're getting close. Just a couple more counts here. And we'll grab this yellow for the last count and get rid of that red. So if you look at the top row, this is our comp. And you can clearly see where all the parts came from. I'm going to move the playback head to a little before 9, and let's take a listen to our comp.
1,
2,
3, 4,
2,
2, 3,
4,
1, 2,
3,
4, 2,
2,
3.
4.
Then after you take a listen, you can fine-tune anything you want. So let's start it again and see if there's anything we want to fine-tune.
1,
2,
3, 4.
Okay, so there's a flub right about here. So let's just extend it by clicking the red down here, and let's listen again.
1,
2,
3, 4,
2,
2, 3,
4,
1, 2,
3,
4, 2,
2,
3.
4.
If this were a real vocal, we'd spend a lot of time listening to each part and coming up with the best of the takes that we have to make a really good vocal final take. I'm going to zoom out a little bit using Apple up arrow. Now that we have this comp, we can experiment and try a different comp. We can take and duplicate this comp. Now you see it says B, it's comp B. I'm going to take this red and extend it all the way to the end, and that'll be our bass again. But we can experiment and try some different combinations of words and takes, and let's see what we have. And I'm just pretending, but let's make one really fast. And now you can see if we go back to A, we have our original comp, and now we have our comp B. Now let's say that comp A is our comp. We just change our comp to A, and now I don't want to look at all the extra stuff. And I want to be able to change the timing and fix a few things within our comp. To do that, we're going to click right here, and you can see that we have comp A, and we're going to go down to Export Active Comp to New Track. So now we can close this and mute it, and now we can work on this track. This will be on a later tutorial, but we can actually change the timing and edit a lot better without worrying about changing the original parts, which are all still in this track. We can just turn this track off, and if we ever need it, we can come back to the original parts. So in the near future, we will be editing this comped take that we have here. And so endeth the tutorial on comping packed takes folders.